I'm Nye from the Finale Guitar Shop in Sheffield, and you are watching Folk Friend, your one-stop shop for Celtic backing guitar tutorials. This is going to be just a very quick video for beginner Irish and Scottish and general Celtic guitarists who have stumbled upon the horrendous rhythm known as a polka. Polka is a tune in the time signature 2/4, which means it goes hup-two, 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 hup-two. And they kind of sound like they're in a hurry, and they really go very fast, as you've just seen. Before we get into this video, if you could do me a massive favour, it really helps me out if my videos are helpful to you, hit the little like button down there. And while you're there as well, if you want a free Celtic guitar tutorial every weekend, hit the subscribe button down there. So we're going to be looking at two patterns today. One is the default kind of strumming pattern for polkas, which you see a lot of people doing, where you're using all downstrokes. And the other is a much more motion efficient pattern, which I've borrowed from an amazing Australian guitarist called Steve Cooney, and that sounds something like... The first one I would say is more variable and has more potential applications, but the second one is a lot more motion efficient, and it's well worth learning that one as well after you've got the first one down, because you will sometimes find that a polka is going so fast that you struggle to keep up with it with the first pattern, and that is where the second pattern is going to really come into its own. So watch the video all the way through to get the second pattern down as well. So my top tip for polkas is, if you're struggling with playing along with these kinds of tunes, just really keep your strumming simple. And the simplest strumming pattern you can do to start out with is down, 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 down. What you're going to do, I'm going to be using an A chord, and I'm going to play it like this with my thumb looped around the back. That gives me an A on the bottom string, 5th fret. And then I'm going to use my open A string, so I've got two A's for big hefty bass notes at the bottom. Then I'm going to add my index finger like a little mini bar doing the top two strings by just kind of flattening it slightly so that the side of it is depressing the B and E strings, also on the 5th fret. Then my middle finger goes on the 6th on G string, and my ring finger is going to go on the 7th fret of the D string. Now I'm not going to run you through the other chords that I used in that little clip at the start there, because you can find all of those on the folkfriend.co.uk play-along for the tune called Gare the Rigger, which is on the polkas there. Anyway, getting back to this strumming pattern, what we're going to do then is a down where we just hit the root note of whatever our current chord is. So in the case of my A, I've got an A at the bottom, so I'll just hit the bottom string. If I was doing normal A like this, I'd hit the A string as my root note, not the bottom string, because the root note of an A chord is A and not E. Once I've done my down where I hit the root note, I then hit the other strings, like that. And with your strumming, what you really want to do, because they're so fast, is try and not move your arm too much, which is going to take a long time to come back up, but just bounce from the wrist instead. So bum 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 bum. Try and get used to just digging your wrist slightly so that your plectrum does a small motion which hits the correct root note, and it's really worth just practicing getting your muscle memory used to being able to hit one of the strings at will with that kind of little plectrum bounce. Like that. So then you start out with your strumming pattern, something like that. And one root note and one strum is one bar in a polka, or one measure, as the Americans call it. Once you've got the hang of that, you can start filling in some of the ups, so you get something like... like that. So what I'm doing there is, where I'm doing two downs, down, down, you can see my hand has to come back up in order to be ready for the next down. And I'm going to do down, 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 and then on this one I'm going to hit the up as well. Down, up. So that's 3 bars normal, 2, 3, and on the 4th one I hit the up after the strum, like that. So that is going to give you a nice little rhythmic variation you can throw in. And you can actually fill in that up in other places as well. So you might find that you like doing it other bar, for example, or something like that, and just experiment with chucking that in different places. So that is your kind of basic polka strumming pattern. I would say get your head around that, and then you'll probably find that all sorts of other variations occur to you as you're getting more adept at playing along with other players. If you find that a polka is going so fast that you're really struggling to keep up with just keeping that right hand bouncing fast enough, there's another kind of polka technique which I've pinched off a great, amazing Australian Irish guitarist called Steve Cooney. And he has this really motion efficient way of strumming polkas which goes like this. So that's down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now obviously that is better in some ways because you're doing half as many movements of your arm and therefore you can do it twice as fast, theoretically. However, it does make it harder to add in more rhythmic variations, and if you'd like to see a more in-depth guide to some of the ways that Steve Cooney does that, I made a video about that a little while ago where I'm playing with my mum in her garden, so you can go and check that out in the corner if you'd like to have a look at that. But if you're keen to learn the more motion efficient pattern, let's have a look at it now. So it goes down on the root note and up on everything else. And it really is that simple. So if you're struggling with the first pattern at speed, maybe try that one out. So this has been a really short tutorial. I hope it's been helpful to you. Next week I will be doing an in-depth guide to the style of one of my favourite guitarists. I'm not going to tell you who just yet because I've got a whole series of them planned, so check those out. If you want to get those straight to your inbox, hit the subscribe button in the corner down there. If you have enjoyed this video as well, as I said before, please do hit the like button just down there, that really helps me out. And of course you can find all my other videos for free on folkfriend.co.uk, so go and check that out if you like Celtic guitar tutorials. So thanks very much for watching, I'll see you all soon for lots more Celtic guitar videos.